I think Grandmama needs some apples this morning at breakfast time.
Y'all, I'm cooking apples again. Y'all know I cooked some the other day and I showed you how. And I'm cooking these the same way, except I peel these. And instead of cutting them in half and then quartering them, I cut them in little wedges like this because Promise and Chandler are here. And I had a friend, subscriber, sister in Christ. Her name is Martha. And she sent me a little text the other day. And she said, Rose, she said, I used to eat at this restaurant, and I don't know if I should call the restaurant. I'm not. But she said, I made a hobo dessert. And I said, and she said, what I did was I would take biscuit, this restaurant's biscuit, and she said I would get their apples and I would open that biscuit, put butter on it, put those apples over the biscuit, and she said, and then I would order a little thing of ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and I would put that on top. She said, and all I had to pay for was the ice cream. So she said, I called it a hobo dessert because it was such an inexpensive dessert. So I was telling Promise about it last night. And I said, would you and Chandler want that for breakfast? And she said, yes. So I'm making my apples. Now, you know, I don't put any water in them. I put brown sugar, monk fruit.
You can just look back last week, I
Yes.
believe, on her
Mm-hmm.
videos,
Now,
and you'll find
I
how
think
she
it was
cooks.
Monday, maybe. But
Maybe
anyway,
last
it's
Monday.
been in the last 3 or 4 days.
Okay. All
So,
right.
okay. So that was 1 tablespoon of honey, 3 tablespoons of my brown monk fruit. Okay. No water. So I've got them on like 6, and I'm just going to let them cook till they get tender. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to put any cinnamon in these, but I will put some butter as soon as they cook a little bit. Now, I've never done this, but when I was telling Promise, she said, oh, Grandma, my mama makes the best biscuit. She said, and they're 2 ingredient biscuit. And I said, well, honey, I've heard of those. I just always make them the old fashioned way, but I don't roll mine out. I do mine by hand. I pinch it off and roll mine out by hand because that's the way mom always did it. So she said, but these are so good. I said, okay, I'll try it. I said, I think it's just self-rising flour and heavy cream because I've watched others do it a lot. And so that's what we're going to try this morning. This is 2 cups of self-rising meal. And I don't know any measurements. I've got a cup and a half of heavy cream in here, but I don't think it's going to take that. I've got to set my oven on 500 because that's when I looked it up, that's what the recipe called for. And it said, yes, it's 500. So I've cooked biscuit on 450 before, but never 500. But we'll see how it's going to work. I said, well, honey, does your mama roll them out? She said, no. And Jenny, her mama's my daughter. So, but no, said she does it by hand like you do. She just rolls them out by hand. So we're going to see how this turns out this morning. And I'm going to, since I'm putting apples over it, I'm going to put a little bit of sugar in mine just to sweeten them just a little bit. Okay. I think it needs a teeny bit more. And I've got my cast iron skillet. I've got it greased here. I just put oil in it this morning. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put, now this is 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm going to put a little bit more milk. So it's taking about the whole cup and a half of milk. All right. I just thought a little bit of sugar would be good in them since we're doing the apples. Because, you know, you can make strawberry shortcake. I'm just going to put the rest of it. You can make strawberry shortcake with biscuit. And you do put a little bit of a little bit of sugar in it. Now, my sister does that, I think, sometimes, or she used to. But I would just always make it with cake. But she used to make it, I think, with biscuit. I think she did. All right, that little bit of extra milk in it, heavy cream, and this is heavy cream. All right, put a little bit more, and I'm just going to take my hand, just a little bit, and kind of work it around. You don't want to work your dough much. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it on this cutting board right here, and we'll just kind of get it worked together. Okay, so that was about 1/4 cup of heavy cream that I'm using. Now, the recipe you use may do differently. I'm not sure. Okay, heavy cream. But that's what worked for me this morning. Now, if you got a different recipe that's going to work for you, then that's great. But, all right, I'm just going to take and roll them out. Oop, roll them out by hand. Put them in my cast iron skillet. I don't know how many this is going to make. I'm making them kind of small, but it's working well right now. Okay. Now, what my mom always did, she would roll out her biscuit. Now, she always used oil in her pan. She would take her back of her hand, put her handprint in it, put it down in this oil, put her little fingerprints in that biscuit. So I didn't get a big enough pan this morning.
You're just going to have to double stack them.
I'm going to slide them over. Okay. Can't double stack them, baby. All right. There we go. Maybe I can get them. Maybe I can get them all in. I usually don't jam my biscuit up together. I usually leave a little space between them because Roy likes crust all the way around. And when you jam them up, I call it jam them up. When you put them side by side like that, instead of spreading out, they just go higher. And Roy likes them spread out. So, but this morning we're gonna have them high and fluffy. Okay. Now, this is a baby biscuit.
Just put it on the handle.
Nope. My mama always, when we were little, she always made us a baby biscuit. Okay. All right. That's my biscuit. My, let me put this up. My oven has not preheated yet, so I'm going to move all this. Now, I'm going to leave my biscuit sitting here till my oven preheats. Wipe all this off. I've already cooked bacon because we're having a biscuit with apples and bacon this morning. So that's kind of what Promise wanted, so that's what I'm making.
Those weren't keto biscuits.
No, but I'm about to make me and Roy some keto biscuit. All right, you want to come show them what this looks like, honey?
Sure.
All right. Oh, you can smell that honey. All right, now.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to put my butter in. All right. And I'm going to just let it melt in there. And the other day, I cooked them till they were kind of caramelized. But today, I want them to have juice in it. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. And because I want a little bit of juice in there for it to pour over the apples. So.
Pour over the biscuit, too.
Pour over the biscuit. Y'all, I just got too much on my brain this morning. All right. That was like 1/4 cup of water. Okay?
You don't have too much on your brain. You have too little brain.
Well, that's probably true also. But anyway, now, I got my biscuit made. I got my bacon cooked. I've got my apples going. Now, this is mine and Roy's keto biscuit. So, I have softened my cream cheese.
She has a whole video on the keto biscuit.
I do,
keto
way back. Now, these are fresh eggs, so I always crack, and they came out straight out of the refrigerator, so I warmed them in a little bowl of hot water.
Did that egg come from a speckled chicken?
No.
Well, it's a speckled egg.
It's a speckled egg, but not a speckled chicken. All right. That was 4 ounces of cream cheese and 2 eggs. Okay. That I heated in some warm water. All right. Now, usually when I do our waffles or our pancakes, I do not add coconut flour. But because I want these to be biscuit and a little bit fluffier, I'm going to add some coconut flour. And what the coconut flour does, it absorbs some of the moisture and it makes it rise. Instead of spreading out, it'll make it rise more. So I'm going to add some coconut flour this morning. All right, let me get all this incorporated. Takes a little bit sometimes to get that cream cheese and egg. You can come back right here, baby. Okay. My whisk is not as big as what I've been using, so there we go. It wasn't working as well. Now, I am going to put, I'm sure I'm using a lot of dishes. I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon of my King Arthur bacon sugar alternative in that. And I'm not making pancakes or waffles, so I'm not going to put the vanilla flavoring. All right, that's almost a 1/2 cup of almond flour, and I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. I don't usually put that much. I'll only put like 1 tablespoon, but since I'm wanting, this is biscuit, I'm going to put a little bit more. All right.
And that was King Arthur baking sugar that you
alternative.
Sugar alternative.
Yep. All right. Now, with this, I'm going to have to put it in the refrigerator. Of course, I'm going to stick mine in my freezer, and I've got to let it seize back up, and it's going to probably take 10 minutes. But it's going to take that long for all this anyway, so I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Grandma's playing in the biscuit pan.
Okay, y'all. This is my...
Ooh,
I don't want to touch my thing. This is, don't they look good? Now that was 15 minutes on 500 degrees.
Except you squeezed them together. I like crust all the way around.
These aren't yours. These are the kids.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the way Promise wanted them. Okay, now I'm going to sit this back here, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. I think this is what Martha said. She cuts them open, but look how flaky. Oh my goodness.
Martha, this is a wonderful idea, by the way.
It is. It's wonderful. Okay.
And I love the name.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to take some butter. I put it in the microwave, and it got too soft. But I'm going to put some butter over them like this. And the kids aren't quite up yet, so I'm probably going to let Roy taste of one. You want to taste of one, honey?
I bet you can't just eat one.
I bet you can't either. Okay, look at that. Oh my goodness, y'all. I am so tempted. Now you see how much liquid I left? And I did put cinnamon in it because Roy wanted it. Now, I'm just going to take these apples and kind of lay over these biscuit like that. Oh my goodness, look at that, y'all. And I'm going to put some of this juice. This is the reason I wanted more juice left in there. Wow. Y'all. And then put a couple of pieces of bacon. Look at that.
Where's the ice cream?
I don't have any ice cream. And it's bread. So I don't think the kids, I don't have any vanilla ice cream. But now Martha said she put vanilla ice cream on this. But it's breakfast time, and we could put Cool Whip if the kids, when they get up, if they want, when the when the kids get up, if they want Cool Whip, then I'll put Cool Whip on theirs. But I don't have vanilla ice cream. So, honey, are you presentable to taste?
I don't know.
He is.
You're looking at me.
He's been in the garden. All right, I'm gonna let him taste. I let the kids, but they're not up yet. So
right. I'm gonna smooth the ice cream out a little bit. Then I'm gonna just dig right into my breakfast. Oh, this looks so good.
Good. Good biscuit.
That is good eating.
Okay, so that's a good biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure all of y'all out there, or a lot of y'all, have made this. I never have. I just always make them the old-fashioned way. So,
You're talking about the way you made the biscuit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, honey. That's enough. I just want you to taste. Because ours, mine is still in our keto is still in the refrigerator. But I'll take a picture. I'll show you what ours is going to look like. But I'm just going to take ours out, put them in a pan, and cook them. Now, I have to cook mine on 350 because it's almond and coconut flour. I can't cook it on 500. So I'm having to let my oven cool down just a little bit. So, all right. Thank y'all. Thank you so much, Martha. The kids are going to love this. They are going to enjoy it so much. But I'm not going to close it. Well, I will. I'm going to close it out. Thank y'all for joining me this morning in my breakfast. And thanks to Martha for sharing this with us. I really appreciate it. And Roy's still eating. He's not going to be hungry when it comes time to go to the table. Love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Please share this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Apples are no sugar added, and when I cook my keto biscuit, then mine is going to be, and I'll put a picture on whenever I get my keto biscuit done. So see y'all next time. Roy and I are fixing to fix our plate. The kids are getting up, so we are going to have breakfast. Love y'all. Remember, food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. See y'all next time.